Hi, Mark Kohler here with another tax and legal tip. Let's talk about setting up your own charity. How cool would that be? Something that you can help control and get donors and make the world a better place. Well, it's an exciting topic. Now, there's a lot of pros and cons and some how-tos here. It's a huge topic, so let's dive into it and see where we go. Now, I want to go through the good news, the bad news, the how-tos, and explain right off the bat that I've got a full blog article on this with lots of bullet points in detail. If you're serious about this, you want to hit on that link below and get to the article. It'll help you out a ton as you prepare and consider to take this step forward. Now, let's hit 3 bad news items. First, you have to have a charitable purpose. Now, some of you may think, well, Mark, that's why I'm doing this. How can that be bad news? Well, I do get clients call me sometimes thinking, oh, I want to set up a charity that can get donations and then it's going to hire my business, or it's going to give me a job, or some fangled way that it's going to help their business. If you have that ulterior motive somewhere in your plan, let me tell you right now, it's not going to work. The IRS sees through that. They've been doing these for years, approving them or rejecting them based on these little side deals that are kind of charities in a sense, but they're really to help your business. Don't go there. So the first issue is, which some may consider bad news, others think of it, this is the reason I'm doing it, you gotta have a charitable purpose. Something to make the world a better place, whether locally, regionally, in the United States, or in the world. I don't care, but have a charitable purpose that's not to benefit you. Number 2, there are rules to running a charity. You can't just open up a bank account and think, oh, I got a charity now. No, you've got to go through some steps, which I'll come to as the third item of bad news. But the second one is operating it. You're going to have to deal with some ongoing rules of following procedures, filing an annual tax return, reporting to your donors and the people that you're trying to benefit on a website that's very transparent. But once you get the rules down, it's not too bad, but just realize you go in with some requirements, and I want you to have your eyes wide open as you go through the plans that you're going to have to implement throughout the year to maintain it. Now, number 3, I hit it. That's right. There's some setup procedure. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, I set up charities here at our law firm around the country every month. We've got one in the works at all times. And I love it. It's really exciting to talk to these people about their passionate ideas. But again, it might take 2 to 3 months to get it approved. Now, there's a 9-month retroactive effective date. So if you started the paperwork on January 1st and we didn't get approved until April, I can still backdate the charity to January 1st. And you could start getting donations right away. But you've got to realize that there's some paperwork involved and it's time consuming. There's also a cost. We charge around $3 grand at our law firm. You're going to see places charge a little cheaper than that and sometimes $10,000. Oh, but let's just do it cheaper and you'll be part of a larger charity or something like that. There's a lot of options out there, but usually for your own charity, you're going to be looking for around 2 to 4 grand to get it set up, and it's going to take you 2 to 4 months. So keep that in mind. Now, 4 pieces of good news. First, donors get a tax deduction. So that's a great way to get people excited about your business because they're going to get a tax write-off whenever they give your little business, which is really a nonprofit really is about. It's going to be ran like a business, so people that donate money to it are going to want to know where it's spent, and they're going to get a tax write-off to give you money for your charitable purpose. So keep that in mind as you go out and sell this idea, is that you're going to get to do some pretty cool events, whether they're bake sales or a golf tournament or a black tie affair. Think outside of the box, think auction and raising money. Number 2, related to number 1, getting those amazing donors to give you money allows you to really interact and work with some amazing people. People that may not normally give you the time of day, but if you're able to bring up a charitable topic, you can work with some pretty fantastic people that are really well networked. And so I guess there is kind of a side benefit to you in your professional life or your business, is that you can get some exposure working with some really neat people. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's an okay thing. Now, you're not doing the charity just to make connections, but I would consider a side benefit to having a charity is the people that you get to interact with. Number 3 benefit, you get to control where the money goes with this charity. Now, what I mean by control is you're going to have a board of directors and you're going to be a part of a team. This is not your business. There's no shareholders. No one owns this thing. It's ran by a board, and you might be the chairman of the board for the first couple of years, and it's going to be ran like a little country. It's going to be a democracy. But the neat thing is, it's not like you're giving $1,000 to United Way or the Salvation Army or American Red Cross, and you may not know exactly where your $1,000 is deployed? Well, with your own charity, you do. And you're gonna have to let your donors know where the money's spent to. How much of that $1,000 actually goes to the bottom line benefit of someone for that charitable purpose. But the exciting thing is you get to control the overall operation with your board. And this is where a lot of people find the benefit of a charity is that they're not just giving money into some bottomless pit. They're really, really involved in the process. Number 4, yes, you feel good. And it's true. And I think it may sound a little cheesy to say, but one of the major benefits of having a charity is that amazing benefit of giving back and making the world a better place. So be really excited about that charitable purpose because it's going to take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but the feel-good benefit payoff at the end is amazing. Now, finally, a little how-to. I talked about the time process and the cost, but in the how-to, when we set up a nonprofit for our clients around the country, we always start with a nonprofit corporation, not an LLC, not a trust. Just the way we do it, I think it's simpler and easier. And in all 50 states, you can set up a nonprofit corporation. We get a tax ID number, we set up your board, we go through your bylaws. I have a memo I give out to our clients of what I need to get their charity off the ground. And I'll send that to you for free. Just send me an email at mark@markjkohler.com and say, Mark, I want to set up my charity, give me that memo. And I'll send you a memo of what we're going to need and where the retainer is at in the process and get things started. But we're going to start with a corporation, a list of all the information I need, which is going to include budgets and forecasts and kind of what your plan is and a mission statement and a description of your purpose and all that good stuff. That's what's going to come out of that list that I'm going to give you for that memo. And then we're going to start preparing your application with the IRS. And this is where it takes time and there's some costs involved, and that's why setting up a nonprofit is a process. It's a project. So that's how we go through it. We set it up at the state level, then we apply to the IRS, then we interact back and forth with the IRS until it's finished. We charge a flat fee for a reason because we don't want you to feel like it's a bottomless pit of just giving the law firm money. You can budget for that, you can raise money for that. The filing fee with the IRS could range anywhere from $400 to $800 depending on the type of charity you're going to do. It could be a 1023 or a 1024 application, right? It sounds like a lot. Well, that's why you want to work with a law firm that knows what they're doing because it is legal documentation. It's not an accounting firm process, it's a law firm process. And shop around and give our office a call too and shop it out with us to see how much we would charge and how we could help you out. But that's the process. It's not a sales pitch video. This is not an infomercial. I want you to know what to expect as you go out there and shop around. In summary, I think this is an amazing idea. Don't give up on it. Even if it's an item that you're planning to do in the next 3, 5, or 10 years, put it on your wish list. Put it on your bucket list. It's on my bucket list, and I've got some pretty amazing ideas that I want to implement someday. You know what? It kind of helps us get up in the morning and keep working hard because someday we're going to be able to give back and get that huge payoff on that feel-good experience. So don't give up on your dream. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found that helpful, please look in the description below. I've got links to my tax and legal library, my QuickBooks training videos, how to start a small business, 50, 60, 70 videos, some as long as 30 minutes explaining more information on tax and legal strategies that will change your life. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter or check out my social media links, please click here. They're weekly free tips and strategies and articles that you'll find extremely helpful. And I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel. I've got so many videos here I produce every week on my YouTube channel, and I'd love to give you a ping every time I shoot a new video. Thanks so much, and keep living the American dream.